Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we check out Helldivers 2 review by Bricky. This is going to be the Democracy Manifest. I'm checking this out partially because I actually am really curious to see what Helldivers is like. And the other part is because I can't get the goddamn game to work after almost a week of trying the exact same thing over and over again and seeing no different results. In my defense, I was sick, so part of that was literally done while heavily medicated, and the other part was done when I wasn't heavily medicated, so there's really no excuse because I was doing the exact same thing over and over again, expecting different results. There's a word for that, but that would be crazy. I have no idea what it is. More importantly, link below. Video, hit it up. Let's get started.
Democracy,
yes.
Freedom, justice, and
Guns?
our way of life. These things
oh, the
are
intro, the
under
only part I could
attack,
actually
and
see
the
ever.
only way we can stop it is to get swole. And I
have so many questions, and all of them are, what happened to his face? This is photoshopped, right? Or did he just have like, okay, yeah, it is. I see the blur there. Someone photoshopped his face. Why would he do this to himself?
have just
Oh, that is disturbing. Is this an ad read? It's an ad read. God damn you, Bricky. I actually like that art. I said nothing.
Right. The original Gamer Supps Bricky Cup sold so well, did so great, that there was nothing better to do than to put it on an even larger jug. 24-ounce needs you big.
Check failure.
How could humanity not be the good guys? We're humans. Are you saying you're some fucking bug sympathizer?
Conceptualization, easy failure. You mentioned Sergeant Troops, Helldivers, and Satire in the same post, and suddenly your replies are full of these two. Oh, yeah, it's the everyone is human, so they have to be the good guys. I mean, technically, wasn't there the tech of cyborgs that actually were the good guys?
What is the most frightening string of words?
I don't know, because
I'm breaking up with you. Your father and I are getting a divorce.
We need to talk. I'm pretty sure those are the three most terrifying words, because in any context, it's always bad.
The DNA test came back. It turns out you're not him. I reject these sayings. I reject these statements.
I have no idea what that's a
Truly,
reference
the
to.
most terrifying string of words imaginable is orbital 380mm HE barrage incoming on your position.
What?
You put another 380. No wonder you're so far away.
I gotta make sure me okay.
You know what? I'm taking this machine gun.
I mean, on the one hand, I know it's a fail montage. On the other hand, it's like, I wasn't expecting to get this salty over not being able to play the goddamn game this fast. Because like, oh yeah, this would be really fun. I get this reference. If I could play the game. I am literally becoming the Timmy Turner's dad meme. Oh my God. This is more painful than I thought. Why am I doing this to myself? It looks so good, damn it!
Run, Bricky, run! He did it again! Garrett, you've killed us all. You've killed us all, Garrett. I'm leaving.
Garrett dies.
Trying to murder all of us, and all he do is kill himself. Which orbital is that? 380s, 380. Run this, run, Bricky, run this direction.
Does everyone actually look so much like a stormtrooper? I mean, it's probably intentional. Eliminated, killed by explosion.
What'd you do?
Dead.
Garrett!
How many times do you die to yourself more than the enemies?
Welcome to the
Probably a lot.
Helldivers Recruit.
Whoa.
Today is a glorious day to spread democracy and liberty
Wait, do you
for
get
the
to aim
greatest
the pod?
race of all, humanity. Hailing from the greatest planet of all, Super Earth.
I was gonna say
Many
Cadia.
of you will die and die and die, but you will be doing so in the name of democracy. Helldivers 2 released rather recently and has already blown up.
Actually, let's see. He put this out 3 days. Oh, it's only 3 days ago. Wow. I don't know how long Helldivers has been out. I played it a week ago, or well, I played the intro a week ago, and then the game wouldn't let me do anything else. I'm still stuck on that. But how old has it actually been? Like It can't be more than a month at this point, can it?
To a proportion that I don't think any of us were expecting. And the devs
It
certainly
looks
didn't
freaking
either.
awesome, though.
Helldivers 1 was a top-down shooter game released all the way back in
top-down shooter?
2015 to
What's
positive
that?
reviews, yet
Oh!
not overwhelming
Oh,
kind
kinda like the Diablo games when they were
Instead
good.
of continuing with their top-down shooter genre, they moved to the third-person perspective.
And did it better than anyone
lo
else.
And behold, 9 years later, they released Helldivers 2 on PC and PS5 for the retail price of $40. However,
Also, I just want to say just how amazing it is that there's a game that this is so amazing looking, and it's only $40, where then you have the quadruple A games going for $90, and I have the same issues with them where they don't seem to actually work. Yeah. I'm wondering if I'm the problem loading games. You know, it actually probably is the case. But that also means I have no idea how to figure it out because I'm also the problem, so I can't be the solution. I'm not sure if I'm joking about that. I'm probably not. That's depressing.
the game, from what I've been told, is a shockingly similar recreation of the original title. Truly, the only major difference is the perspective and a certain level of combat, weapons, enemies, and so on. But
I mean, isn't that most of the game that's different then? The weapons, the combat, the gameplay itself is different? I guess story-wise, maybe not so much. Although the story seems to be more player created, if anything else.
from the most part, all the weapons and enemies you currently have, even the stratagem button combinations, are the same.
Oh, that was a
original
carryover
game.
mechanic.
Now, this is a 4-player co-op
Oh.
shooter, though I should really make sure to put emphasis on the shooter part of that as opposed to the cooperative part.
I'm going past my point.
Yeah.
I had so many samples of it.
Friendly fire, man.
What did I do?
Kill by Tex.
I could tell who that was. I chose.
What did
Oh
I
my
do?
god.
And you serve a true democratic state, a fascist, authoritarian, democratic state. But unfortunately, there are two
Yeah, it's a good thing that's a
factions that have
fantasy.
opposed Super Earth's rule. The Tyranids,
Yeah, we are aware. They are so damn
the
close.
Terminids, who you
They're very different. I'm not sure how, but they are legally distinct for reasons of I want this game to continue and not get sued by GW. Because GW is the third most litigious company I can imagine that would occasionally fail, as opposed to those that do, who are on the first end, which are Nintendo and, well, Disney. Disney will screw you over and win. Nintendo will make you settle before they even get that far. Yeah, and then there's GW, who will sue everyone and still fail, but they sue so many people it kind of makes up for it.
originally kept at a cold population because their corpses make a lovely oil to help serve the democratic states. And we
Is that actually why we're killing them all? Just literally harvesting their oil? You know what? It's so dark and useless, that's probably the actual reason. This isn't a we are the baddies moment. We knew that, but it's kind of awesome because it's so horrible.
would never let them out and purposely send them onto other planets so that we could have a reason to farm more oil.
Oh, we're actually the ones spreading them.
Discussion you're gonna tell your democracy officer. And the automatons,
Yeah.
socialist robots who hate liberty, who hate democracy, and who hate our way of life.
I mean, that's the internal propaganda. That this is what little I know already. They're literally everything about that, specifically against what they just said. They hate us because of our way of life. And that is technically the only true thing. Mostly because they know that while we're viewing it as satire and it's funny, they're taking it very literal. It's like, oh, yeah, no, they're legitimately horrible people. By people, I mean us. Yeah, the robots are the actual good guys.
Robots who try and convert our citizens and tell them that our government is evil and not actually democratic.
Why are the automatons killing the civilians? I thought they were socialist.
Political commentary.
Heretical. Each and every one of them. And you, Helldiver, originally a position putting down human insurrection,
Technically, the
have been
cyborgs might
tasked
count.
with dealing with these new problems. It should be made abundantly clear that the satirical nature of this game steals from every other major form of media, but with a particular
I want to say that this should be obvious, everything he just said, that it's satire. I think personally, it's super obvious. No one should ever think this isn't satire. But that opening joke about the failure thing, that there are so many people I've seen online who believe this is legitimate, that they don't think it's a joke, that they actually think, you know what, we should probably do this in real life. I don't know they're trolling. And that disturbs me. Because there are so many people who I don't think are trolling. They actually believe that. They're legitimate. It scares me. Because this is such an over-the-top joke. It's fun and funny and silly because it's so incredibly not serious. And then you get that guy who's like, maybe we should try this. And you just get really quiet. Or maybe that's just me. I get really quiet because there's something in the back of my head going, yeah, they've definitely asked the question, I wonder what skin tastes like. And you don't want to know the answer because they might have it. It's weird, man. It shouldn't be a thing, but you know it is.
Emphasis on Starship Troopers and Warhammer 40,000. Now,
Yeah.
naturally, I'm extremely 40k pilled, and my initial thought is
I
to
never tried
always
Vulcan.
say something steals from Warhammer, but I want to be clear, this
Steal
is
from the
a
best.
very
And
Warhammer
Warhammer.
pilled game, and it is intentional, because let's be honest, anyone who plays a lot of 40k knows that in a setting like this, we are very guilty of lovingly shouting out war cries for a faction I know is absolutely abhorrent. Unrelated statement, Ave Dominus Nox, shitlord. There's a good chance that you've seen Helldivers take the internet by storm, and I feel like I'm going to be here all day explaining all those reasons why, but truly...
I mean, I know on the one hand, he's just putting this in the background, but I'm just looking at this going, it's just making it worse that I can't play this because I love how there's actual individual parts of the bugs that can take damage and then affect gameplay. I love how there's so much interaction. I'm used to bullet sponge enemy models, and I'm just looking at this going, why won't you just work for my computer, damn you? Oh. This is a much more difficult video for reasons I never expected, but also should have completely expected.
This type of game is something that I have a lot of experience with, the 4-player co-op shooter. It's one of my, if not my favorite genre of video game, and even I'm shocked I haven't made my video on Deep Rock Galactic yet. However,
I haven't even
there
played
is a
Deep Rock
different
Galactic.
aspect of this game that I think is a bit overlooked, and interestingly, it's a repeat of the internet's most recent video game darling
I've never
as well,
played Lethal Company
Lethal Company. Now, there are a lot of things Helldivers gets very right. The gunplay is satisfying, the enemies are diverse, the environments are quite beautiful.
Oh, seriously? I didn't realize that much diversity.
Acting and music are, at minimum, pretty good. And
see, I haven't got far enough into the game to know what the music is, so he's saying it's good, but I don't know. I wonder if there's a playlist I can listen to that has a really good variety. I might have to check that out later.
And at maximum, outstanding.
Speaking of examples. Oh. Oh, that's what that sounds like? I've never actually got to that refrain. It always froze up and just kept repeating that opening dee-dee-dee-dee-dee diddle. And I can't, or diddy, I think that's the term. I don't know music phrase. I probably said something offensive one of those times, and I'm not sure which one. Probably both.
Like Lethal Company, I think one of the real reasons this game has just sold so well is its smooth gradient between jokes with friends and genuine butt-clenching terror. When you played Lethal Company, things were all goofy and silly as you ran past each other, laughed, fell down pits, and the like, but the moment your friends were picked off and it was you alone in the complex, it went from comedy to horror almost instantly.
That's why I'm never going to play Lethal Company. Partially because I can't deal with horror, and fully because it would involve having 4 friends who play at the same time. Yeah, or 3 friends. That's also so much easy. Yeah, everyone I know is on a completely different time period to play, and that's not going to ever happen. It's like D&D. The hardest enemy is scheduling. Wow, this video is triggering everything I can imagine today. I was expecting some of them. That part I wasn't.
Then, once that round was over, comedy returned after a cooldown period, rinse and repeat. In Helldivers, when you land on the planet, you have a huge
you do actually
amount
direct
of
it in. Wow.
reinforcements. You're all setting up,
So dropping into
around,
combat probably
and
is a good
I'd be
option.
Unsurprised if the largest amount of friendly fire occurred within the first 5 minutes of a match.
Yeah.
Where? I don't want to fucking hear it. Ow!
But then, as your reinforcements dwindle and your stratagems are on cooldown and your teammates are screaming,
That is
their
a giant
injuries at
robot
the
that's
top of their
flaming.
lungs
Wow.
while you are
With chain
being
arms.
assailed by the
Oh, they're
binary
shields?
in the trees, it turns into Halo Reach, current objective, survive.
Oh, dude. Holy shit, that's huge.
Like these.
Serpentine movements, Bricky, serpentine movements.
What's a serpentine? Oh, did they just run over him with the tank?
It's on me! Guys,
Oh, that's the enemy.
Trapped in the tank.
I'm trapped in the tank!
wall.
Look, if you're lucky, they can't shoot you down there.
They
You're
can't.
correct, they can't.
Oh no, there he goes.
Oh, they just blew up the tank on him.
Yes!
God damn.
He's out.
Let's go, boys!
Did he actually manage to survive that?
Is he escaping?
Holy shit.
Let's go!
And yeah, I can hear how the music definitely made that scene way more epic. And if that was actually in game, because it seems like that was the tune, let's go with that word. God, I am so damn jealous right now. I want this game to work on my PC. If anyone knows how to fix this system, I have no idea. And I'm going to probably just bang my head against the controller a few more times, and the keyboard, and the power button, and the monitor, and maybe the CPU unit itself. I'll have to like just take it out to scream at it in empty rage. It's annoying to have to reapply the thermal paste to put it back in, but I will do that because at this point, it's the only option I have left. That's just exactly where you go to after the third step doesn't work.
And that's like really the thing I want you to leave with when this video is over. It's that the seamless
buttons.
blend between these two things, I think, is an underrated feature of a lot of very popular games right now. And one of the main reasons these two games
Oh my God, that's
have
what the
been
flame
popping
looks like?
off so much.
I want
We're
the
just
flamer.
trading horror for intense
throw him,
final
man.
stands. Though, depending on the enemy, it can still certainly be horror.
Oh, you dead.
Never mind. There was no egg is being murdered. Egg is fucking. Ah!
Dead.
Ow. That caught me off guard.
So,
Oh, so they have
how
flamethrowers
do
too.
you jump into hell? Well, you complete
Dive
basic
in.
training and you earn your cape. Then you get to board your ship and prepare your tools of destruction. First,
And?
second skin armor for the time of writing this video.
I don't even think I unlocked those yet. Although I think it did glitch my system where I got a completion for the first mission without ever loading into the first mission. I'm wondering if that just fucked up my entire account. I have no idea.
Has been bugged, so the rating, which I assume means defense, does not matter whether you wear light, medium, or heavy armor. The only thing that does matter is the current stats abilities that you get from it, and I have chosen the deluxe edition armor because it has 50% chance that lethal damage will not kill you. That might seem
damn,
extremely
that sounds-
overpowered, but you're going to get hit by so many individual attacks that it will probably kill you regardless. This
Oh.
is to stave off teammates from blowing a 380mm size hole in your face.
Oh, Bricky, you're gonna die.
It's the
Why do you
anti-friendly
say that?
fire.
Oh, because
Oh,
Dead.
yeah.
Ah, I see why
Past
dropping
that,
into combat
there's
might be a
all
bad
kinds of
idea.
armor. Extra stims that we can use.
What's
We've
a
got
stim?
a great
Oh,
one
this
that
health.
reduces explosion damage by 50%. Fantastic against the bots and your teammates. And there's light armor.
And the
because moving
teammates.
fast is great. But let's be honest right now. It's for the drip. And I don't wear heavy
Yeah.
armor because it's
Whoa.
better. I wear this thick boy because I need the bugs to know who is girthier. Next, you need to pick out your liberation tools and democratic.
Ooh. Sorry, the gameplay looks so good. I haven't seen any of the options yet because I literally just could only play the demo. Just why does this game insist on hurting me? Why?
Firearms. You start off with a very
I'm
small
fine.
arsenal,
I'm
but
good.
as you
Nothing going on here.
will rack up quite quickly. Overall, every single primary does its job to a certain extent.
Yeah.
The assault rifle is really good at putting down the bug hordes with clean, consistent firepower. The SMG
Nice.
is, of course, shorter range, but I would generally imagine having higher DPS. And the
Oh.
marksman rifle is just a solid gun for those who want
Oh,
to
you
put
can
down
cap-
accurate shots. The
Oh,
problem
nice.
with all these weapons, though, is that they are not the breaker fully automatic shotgun. Introducing the breaker fully automatic shotgun for when you want to obliterate an enemy's soul as well as their body.
Oh, so there's just the best option.
Once you have liberated your tools from the socialist weapon racks, you will then pick yourself a mission. There are 9 total difficulties in Helldivers, ranging from is basically a tutorial to what Suicide Squad felt like to play. There will be
Oh. I only know enough about the Suicide Squad game to realize that level of difficulty is don't. Just don't do it. Also, it wasn't like an $80 game or a $90 game or something. I know they raised the price for it because it's a quadruple A game. Warner Brothers said their gaming division is going to go all like Suicide Squad from here on out. Yeah. That's going to become common.
A couple of individual missions increasing in size the harder the difficulties go. But once you have chosen your excursion, pick the drop point for you and your team, you may enter your hell pods. Now you may finalize your loadout and pick your stratagems. But these aren't the stratagems you know of. Put that CP reroll down. I don't want to hear anything about Armor of Contempt.
Oh, yeah. Armor, he's making reference to the tabletop version of Warhammer. I hate myself for not getting that right away because I actually do play that all the time and forget my stratagems constantly. I have no excuse.
These are pocket DDR weapons that range from offensive orbital strikes, backpack-mounted personal shields, sentry guns, heavy weapons, and most importantly,
sounds like a sentry might be useful.
Minefields.
Oh, I absolutely just
minefield?
An entire minefield right next to the civilian extractor.
Oh, that probably won't be a problem.
Well, the civilian...
Well, that's one way to get rid of the problems.
These are your special abilities you get to call in-game, and they will be the source of the most power and frustration simultaneously. Because once you drop, you'll learn extremely quickly that friendly fire is on. And in this democracy, we do not discriminate. It doesn't matter if it's your orbital bomb,
you fucking asshole,
your gun.
Oh shit, I need to aim better.
Wait, does the sentry just shoot everyone?
Aim like this.
Your Tesla tower.
What?
HMG coming down.
You know that one.
Oh no!
I realize that. Or even your personal drone. Every type of
the drone even shoots you.
Single source can kill you, and it is going to
Dead.
A lot. From there on, you're up to continue your mission. Doesn't matter what that mission is. Launching an ICBM, evacuating civilians, destroying enemy bases, whatever your job is, you are going to do it. But you only have so many reinforcements, and each death across the team is shared with that reinforcement.
Oh, so someone could die a ton and just fuck it up for everyone.
The beginning is fine, but when that 20 loses its cute little 0 at the end of it, things are gonna have to get a bit more serious. In between.
Wait, you only have 20 deaths shared from 4 people? So, ideally 5 per person. But realistically, there's going to be one guy who dies like 15 times and everyone else is like, well, fuck. And by 15 times, I mean, I realize it would be me.
In this, you can go on all kinds of other side objective excursions, whether it's the more official ones located with the big blue icon on the map, or any of the red danger zones that indicate enemy bases. Everything can be killed.
What do you get if you go to a base?
Requisitions, and most importantly, samples. Collecting samples is a major part of progression in Helldivers.
Why?
And they are located all across
what do
the
they
map.
do?
But the moment you die, you drop them. So I would highly recommend that you don't give everyone all the samples.
Ah.
I was in fact safe behind the rock.
Oh, you could die by falling in the holes? Yeah, I probably should have realized that.
The samples are down there now.
Looking for them is easy.
Oh,
too.
you can pick them up. Okay, that's good. So not permanently lost
sometimes
then.
They're common, sometimes they're rare, and if you want the super rare ones, look for the Dick Rock. That's right, the Dick Rock. Higher level maps have one.
There is no way that wasn't intentional. Hey guys, what do we need? Let's make a rock exclamation point. You think it might look like something else? Nah. That's definitely how it went down. And anyone who says otherwise is probably accurate.
These are important. Find the Dick Rock.
It's almost more like a lollipop rock.
I think I was stroke.
Just give it a stroke.
It's like a little top heavy, wouldn't you say?
Once your objective is complete,
no comment. I cannot say on YouTube.
A hot cup of liberty. Then, with your new levels, you get to purchase exciting new equipment.
Oh, so samples are the end game fashion.
Battle pass system that goes through various panels to unlock new armor, weapons, and other aesthetic.
Oh, how you get weapons too?
However, your requisitions will go into the thing that's probably the most important, which is new stratagems. There is a freedom load amount of stratagems out there, and as you level up and unlock new ones, you will be far better equipped for the higher levels and enemies you fight later on. For the most part, the earlier difficulties have basic infantry, couple of medium class enemies, but the higher you go, the bigger and tankier they are. Sometimes tankier.
Oh, actual tanks.
So you're going to need some specific things for your fights. What's interesting is that Arrowhead Studios does not make the enemies have higher health or damage as you level up. You just get more of them and of a higher caliber.
Wait, so they're just as easy to kill all the time, but there's just a sheer swarm element, and they have better AI. Sorry. I used to play so much Destiny and a lot of Dark Tide because it would actually load up sometimes. I say sometimes because there's been months where it didn't. And I'm so used to everything being a bullet sponge. He's just rubbing it in right now. He's just making it worse that I can't play the game. Tell me a bad thing about this, please.
Take with it. The heavy machine gun is a lovely thing you can have initially, but perhaps you should be eyeing that autocannon you can get at level 10.
There's an autocannon?
Trust me, you're gonna want the autocannon.
Hello?
It blew up so
Who is
much.
this? Ultimate power.
That thing just one-shot a transport.
Got one tank.
While it is very nice to
Oh,
have
that
a
looks so
large AoE
beautiful.
orbital barrage to take down groups of enemies, you might be
You will
dealing
kill
with,
yourself more.
say, an automaton producing factory. Wouldn't it be great when you're out of grenades and can't get close to instead use a precision orbital strike to take one out?
What?
And not have to go through the process of throwing a grenade into a hole when 5 double chainsaw wielding communists are running you down? Perhaps
Oh, there's
you're
so
doing
many
a defense,
chainsaws.
and you need to thin the ranks of anything before they even get to you. Well, enjoy the mortar century
What?
and enjoy the excessive amount of team killing you're going to do with that piece of shit. And for the simple-minded,
So does it actually target an area, or does it actually go for people you're targeting? No, actually, I can't tell because you probably target your teammates intentionally as well.
individual, the one that just wants to see thing go boom, might I recommend a lovely serving of upright down, 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 I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, 500 kilogram bomb. There really are a ton of various setups that you can do,
Flamethrower,
not
man.
just depending on the
I
map,
want that.
enemy, and mission type, but also how you want to build with your team. If you are, for example, doing a blitzed civilian evacuation where you need to hold a single point and have enemies swarm you over and over again, then having a large amount of defensive structures like minefield, mortar, sentry guns, and HMG emplacements is fantastic.
So it actually does really depend on the mission type. It doesn't just go, hey, here's the best option, because it kind of sounded like that's what he was aiming towards. There is a best option, and then there's a really good way to kill your teammates.
Your goal is to kill 2 enormous bile titans.
Wait, that's actually a
heavy
thing?
Weapons such as the spear or perhaps the orbital railgun stratagems are super helpful there. Your build does not end with you. It ends with your teammates and your enemy type as well. And there's a reason why so much of it is both useful and fun to unlock. Can you tell I enjoy this game? I know most of you who are familiar with my general media taste were expecting me to play this game, and I mean, you're right. Helldivers 2 fucking bangs. This game is such a wealth of concepts and content that even now, over 20 hours into the game, probably over 30 hours now, once this video is actually out, there is still democracy I can unlock. There is still liberty that I can bring to bear. For the right to bear arms,
he's trying to shoot in the gap.
Right, it's a
that's
human
cool.
demand. In
He
fact,
took over
that
the walkers.
demand is extremely present when it comes down to the enemies you're fighting. At the time of writing, there are 2 factions in the game, the automatons and the bugs.
I've heard a bit about the automatons, and I have played technically against the bugs in the intro, but if he says there's only 2 so far, does that mean there are plans to make more? That'd be kind of fascinating.
And I say kill them all! Yeah!
There is a 3rd faction on the way, known as the Illuminates or something. They're an alien race, doesn't matter. They're a threat to democratic society.
Oh, because they were in the
At
first
there
game,
was
weren't they?
The common meme that fighting the bugs was funny Starship Trooper jokes, and then fighting the automatons was basically space Vietnam.
I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say...
But while that is definitely
Space Vietnam?
the case,
I've
in
actually
the
heard people
earlier
mention that
games, and
previously.
especially on certain
I don't
maps,
get why, though.
I must say the bugs and the bots feel like they're roughly the same level the higher in difficulty you go. Where the bugs just run you over with sheer weight of numbers, and the bots end up utilizing higher tech enemies. It really just
See, what he just said there is actually fascinating to me, because a lot of the times when you come to balance, most games don't. There's a very distinct, they're going to play the exact same way. Higher difficulty, bigger bullet sponge, taller bullet sponge. Maybe sometimes they'll be reflected by that. But if there actually is a distinct way they're balanced, but they still feel the same difficulty as you progress, that's impressive, because normally that's not it. But if they're really engaging with making it more difficult at the same level, but in completely separate fashions, that's actually really fascinating game design. And the balance is, well, fascinating. The idea that one is more of an elite army, the other is more of a horde army, but they're not imbalanced. One is not distinctly inferior to the other as an enemy type. They're both equally likely to kill you if you're not ready. Or if you are ready, even, it seems. God damn it, tell me something bad about this game so I don't feel conflicted. Or, more likely, absolutely jealous that I can't get to do this. I'm so freaking jealous, man.
Comes down to teching for the individual factions. For the bugs, you might generally get away with having a ton of anti-infantry close-range weaponry because most of them are melee range.
So you would
However,
actually have to completely change your style.
Into some awful communist
but they do have the big units too.
Charger here. And next thing you know, your primary weapons are doing.
So you have to spec out for multiple.
Whereas for the bots, you actually might end up running large amounts of anti-tank, which is generally a pretty good idea. But then after reloading for 5 hours, you end up running into the 4 World Eater chainsaw Karn the bot looking dudes shouting kill, maim, burn as they run you down.
Okay, I'm not the only one seeing that then. Good.
Factions does not have you centered around one particular style.
So it does actually vary it.
Anti-infantry, anti-tank, close quarters, long range. It's anti-bug and anti-bot. Now, I will say there is maybe a little bit too much of a reliance on anti-tank weapons as you get higher up in the difficulties, but that's generally semantics. And there are a few things that the mortar sentries can't take care of.
There are things it can't? Because it looks like it's killing everything. Also, is that a giant freaking laser? Know your enemy? Oh my god, what?
Welcome back, viewer. Welcome to the show. Today, we have a special newscast straight from Super Earth, where your family and friends are out far away protecting your
completely
freedom.
safe.
So we thought we'd share exactly the horrible communist factions that they are currently trying to deal with and stop them from ruining our way of life. You have warriors, hunters, hive guards, stalker. I hardly knew her.
I know he's doing a bit right now where it's supposed to be bad, but oh my god, that's such a stupid joke.
The Taco Bell bug. Hank Schrader Elevator. GIF. Kill these now. Kill them now. Kill them before they spawn bug holes. Kill them now. And finally,
they spawn holes?
The Hierophant Bio Titan. It's
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's from 40K directly,
literally
but it's accurate.
Bio Titan.
It
Look,
really is.
Hierophant.
Oh shit, without the extended neck, and it's a little thicker, so it actually looks like a better version of it. Also, I realized that has such a stupid looking head.
Bio Titan. It's literally a Hierophant Bio Titan.
Yeah.
I own this model. Look at it. What's
people own that model?
Worse than a comic.
Oh wow.
Boom.
Robot communists.
No. You have troopers, raiders, marauders, commissars. They have a melee weapon in the
That's
pistol.
a commissar?
It's literally a commissar. Holy shit.
Oh,
Karn
yeah.
the Bot Trayer, Scout Sentinels, Contemptor Dreadnoughts. My dad will send you to Warhammer Legends Dreadnoughts.
Oh, that still hurts. Oh. Oh, why would you even make that joke?
I have a joke for this one.
Baneblade.
Cannon turrets that hold a grudge even at 100 meters and 4 hours later. Individually,
God damn.
all of these enemies are easy to take down so long as they're, you know, alone.
One.
I made a tweet talking
They're never
about
alone,
how
are
much
they?
I hate the bug chargers and how much they clog my milkshake. And everybody said, oh, well, it's just a couple of railgun shots, you know? Of course it is, you pretentious little communist. It's not about how hard it is to kill the one bug. It's about killing the one bug when the rest of the goddamn council is running at you. Killing a singular annihilator tank is in its own right not too tough. You get behind it, you shoot it in the grill, and then it blows up. Killing a singular annihilator tank when the world eaters are running at you, you have an entire whole
so it's literally
scorcher up
decision
your ass.
overload.
Now
Okay.
that is a different kind of cringe. It's one thing to be nerd emoji, just use the rail gun, but it's another thing to put that into practice as the 3 chargers, 2 bile titans, and 2 mortar bugs, they have those by the way, are
I mean, I know he said that they decide to up the difficulty by just giving you more enemies, but goddamn, there's so much going on the screen at any single time. I'm actually kind of impressed. I wish I wasn't, because it make it easier that I can't play this game. God damn it.
are running at Pelican.
It just
1,
hurts,
and
man.
Right before you jump on, you get blasted, losing 25 samples and your dignity. In fact, speaking of the
This was
railgun,
recorded pre-nerf?
railgun this,
Oh, so it's not
railgun
even
that.
good anymore.
How about you rail some bitches? The maidenless behavior I have seen upon
Ah,
this
Elden
democratic
Ring.
nation is saddening. Those that take a PvE game and attempt to optimize every single aspect to the point where if you're not running the breaker shotgun, you're not running the shield generator back.
then you're playing Destiny back when Destiny was worth playing and it was basically D1 and everyone had to have the Gjallarhorn to get out. Yeah, we're used to that meta chasing in PvE. It's probably the same people playing it and very much not acknowledging that they ever played Destiny. I probably should shut up now and not ever acknowledge I ever did that again because it's very embarrassing. Because if you acknowledge it, then they know you are as sad as everyone else about how it's down the hole and never coming back. Yeah. Also, if I sound froggy, it's because I'm getting over a massive flu. And also, I'm lying about the getting over part. It's not getting over. It just decides never to leave.
And not running the railgun, so you are therefore kicked from the game. Excuse me, Brotato, Brontosaurus Rex. You
what the fuck was that?
Optimized a PvE
AI generator or something?
Game so hard you've turned it into a PvP game, and the final boss is dealing with you. You are the Evra Claire of Super Earth.
Who?
The only thing you should be optimizing.
Oh God! I don't know which is worse. That so many of these bottles aren't actually finished, that there's things that they were spit inside of them, that there's so many of them, or that someone seems to have put milk into rice, but with beans. Also a comb. Because I'm sure that gets usage. Everything about this image hurts. Everything about it hurts. Why am I paused here? Why did you have to find this image? I didn't need to see Asmongold's setup.
Is a path out of your house. I'm out here spitting out build upon build upon build. The Django Fett flamethrower. The civilians are enemy combatants. And supply guy Fry. The only thing you're spitting is communist cum, because all you know is quitter behavior. Liberty Prime already knew what to do.
Oh, I thought that was actually one of the enemies for a second. Now it's Fallout.
And of all the games, you chose the one that actually seems like it respects its player base. We got a live service.
Oh yeah, this is a live service, isn't it? It's so fair and not horrible that I kind of forgot that part.
Game that doesn't nickel and dime us, where the price of Helldivers is equivalent to one skin pack from Apex Legends. This game is selling armor at about $2 to $3 a pop.
Seriously? Usually I would avoid the cosmetics because they just seem like a ripoff, but for $2 to $3, that's not even a bad deal. That might actually be worth it.
In fact, it has broken almost all of the general rules of microtransactions, and yet we don't care. The armor you buy is armor that has stats. It has in-game
If I could ever actually load in, I might even pay money.
That's particularly good. You can in fact buy technically in-game power, but it's so cheap, and you earn premium currency so easily that even if Papa Sony is upset that these are not adding an extra zero to their price tag, I think it's fair that we can.
Oh, yeah, because it is a Sony game, which... There's been so many layoffs in the game community lately that... And not even just layoffs for companies doing bad. Companies that put out Spider-Man games are getting massive layoffs, even though it's a massively successful, still making money game. There's a good chance Sony might actually lay off everyone making this game just because they're not monetizing it as much as they want. That would suck. That would really suck.
Can spiritually say,
Fuck the government.
Helldivers as a video game is a collective success for the player in almost every avenue. The only slight this game has caused
is not being able to load in. Yeah.
Against other players that the servers couldn't handle us. Truly, in a year
that too,
where
I've heard,
it feels
if you
like
get
we're
that far.
Down to so often by publishers and the games they make, we have a video game whose biggest issue is people taking it too seriously. At every turn, this game is an incredible time and was developed to be exactly
the drone has a gun.
It's not just how fun the matches are and how exciting they can become. It's not just the seamless blend between slapstick comedy and lone wolf heroics. It's all the little things combining together. It's the hilarious physics engine that affects the player itself. It's the
I want to play this, damn it.
Throughout the battlefield.
Trading manual tips, don't die.
Your ship. It's the voice acting, selling the combination of Delta
yeah, it is completely
specialist,
voice
and
acted.
then 5 seconds later, the screaming first deployment private. It's all
Dead.
the little things.
Is that
it's
a laser?
all the tools given to the players to make their own fun.
You got
And that
freaking lasers?
then creates community. At the time of writing, we have just lost Malevolent Creek, and based on how the internet has spoken about it,
I keep hearing about this thing. What is that? What is Malevolent Creek? When I got into the 5 minutes of gameplay, everyone in the comment section was like, dude, whenever you get through all the tutorials, check out Malevolent Creek. It'll be fun. Also Vietnam. It was weird. I have no idea what I was missing, but I was. And what am I missing? I don't know. Actually, asking for someone to explain to me might make it worse because then I know what I'm missing and it just feels horrible. Yeah, I did not think this through.
it is akin to losing Cadia, as if it's a beloved celebrity that just died and it's carried with the same gravitas. And I'm not quite surprised when you saw what was happening up in orbit.
Hello, you've reached the Navy's automated phone service.
What?
Wait, the robots are running the Navy!
Not the Navy!
That joke gets even worse when you realize how many people are laid off because someone in management goes, you know what? We could just put a bot on it. I mean, sure, the bot might tell people who are booking flights that they can get a refund at any time. And that would be Air Canada because they were just taking the court over that. And we're forced to follow what the bot said, even though they said, no, the bot was lying. We don't do this. But that's a thing. And they will fire people. And you can then trick the bot into telling you that they will pay you to take the flight. And if you can do that, there is now a precedent in Canada to do it. So if you try this, there is legal precedence to make it work. I'm serious, guys. Fly Air Canada. Use their bot. Fuck with it until it tells you it will pay you to fly. And then sue them when they try and say, that's stupid. Why would we do this? Because if they're going to use an AI chatbot to interact with you, you are now, by legal precedent, given the right to fuck them over. I know. It's fun. I'm in America, though. There's no way that would ever go through. They would definitely say that it's whatever would hurt you the most. But in Canada, you can still get away with that.
And even though they brought it back, now the community is uniting against Joel, the game master, dungeon master guy in charge of the entire thing. We're not PvE or PvP, we're PvJ. And goddamn, is this
because he's setting up the designs.
It's so damn fun. I heard from an anonymous source that when they did team building
Dungeon
exercises at Arrowhead, they built Warhammer tables. Like, you know, the one.
Is this actually what their tables look like? I never wanted to build a table before, mostly because my modeling of styrofoam was, let's be honest, I found out that spray paint melts it, and I didn't realize it couldn't look any worse than I already had it when I was trying to cut it prior to that. It did not get any worse. But that looks so freaking cool, man. I would love to play on that.
Ones where you build hard terrain, that was a team building exercise at Arrowhead, which
that sounds awesome.
Me zero, because the game is so clearly ripping from Warhammer, but in a fantastic way. The only thing I'm upset about is how come I didn't get an invite to play on those tables. Arrowhead, come on.
They still have them?
Know, if I win, all I ask for is 10,000 super credits and my name etched in the back of an armor set. It's not.
Admittedly, that would be kind of awesome and a really good shout out. But I'm not even joking about him saying that, what he's talking about, wanting to go play on those tables. Can you imagine if they made enough models, like a 4-person skirmish game based on this, and then say, hey, we'll give you the set, but you have to come here and play on our table? That sounds awesome. The winning faction. You clear off this part of the galaxy, you can come to our studio and play our skirmish game that we only release to a few people on the tables we custom made. That actually sounds amazing. I was going to make a joke, but no, that is actually awesome. I would love that. I'm just hurting myself more because I can't play the game. God damn it.
Nothing. Super Earth can afford that. But that's the thing, right? In Malevolent Creek, I want to fix it. I want to liberate Malevolent Creek for no reason. I don't get anything out of it. But this collective consciousness and enjoyable roleplay makes me want to land back into that jungle wasteland for democracy and put those communist bots back where they belong, into the fucking dirt.
Welcome to Astaria, gentlemen. I will not lie. The chances of your survival are small.
Some may even turn against your friends as living corpses, but you have my word that I will use my arcane gifts to ensure your bodies are given unto Moor's Garden. This is the greatest reward, more than even gold, for the fate of your soul is an eternal concern. Now come, follow me.
These guys look so good.
That rise against us. Allow me to find this eldritch amulet. I ask not for my own selfish studies, but for the good of the Empire.
Hey there.
What is that from?
And by late breaking update, I mean literally 3 hours before this video went live, they dropped the mech. They actually dropped the mech. It's in the game. It's the mech. And
oh, you could do that too? I heard people talking about that. I didn't realize you could actually do that. Oh, frick. So not only is the game still progressing, they're still coming out with new ways to play that they haven't released yet. Oh, that's so freaking cool.
The servers wouldn't let me in for a long time, but I finally got footage.
Look at that.
Mech. It's very cool. It's got rockets and a Gatling gun, and the rockets actually show you how many rockets you have.
Oh, so, and then when you're out, you're probably out. You have to reditch it or redrop it.
Left on the left-hand side. You can also step on your enemies. Wow.
Yeah. Or your allies. Probably your allies. Definitely your allies.
If it wasn't for the technical issues of the game, I might.
And that's why there's so many overwhelmingly large enemies, because eventually you'll get to your own giant mech, because you're probably got a bigger stage coming as well. Dude. Like a long cooldown, dropping your own Titan style enemy when you get the massive over the top levels like that. That is so freaking cool.
Rate it a 10. I think it is genuinely that good. And it's so exciting because
I'm not even upset that I can't play the game anymore. I'm going to lie to myself by saying that. This is so freaking cool, man.
We are going to be getting mechs soon, including NPC drops, extra troopers, all kinds of new content.
Allies you can kill. I mean, used to cover you.
They can change things like stratagem cooldowns, like general ammo amounts, enemy variety, and so on. There is always something to tweak. There is always a way to make even the most ridiculous abilities and most extravagant explosions still somehow become balanced. When I heard that you can drop in your own NPCs, it took me right back to Modern Warfare 3
I never played that one.
survival mode, bringing in your own troops. I will protect them with my life, because my life for Super Earth. If you have not bought Helldivers, I genuinely think you are doing yourself a disservice.
I got it. I still can't play it. I want to try after this, damn it.
My 2024 game of the year. Not that we have a whole lot so far yet.
What other games have come out this year?
I genuinely hope
I don't know.
we get it on Xbox. They deserve to be a part of this.
So in hindsight, was it a bit masochistic to watch someone talk about how awesome Helldivers is when I couldn't play it? No, not at all. Whatever gave you that impression. I haven't been kicking myself over that the entire time. That's not the case. Not joking aside, I need to find a way to play this. I don't know what's wrong. I'm going to double check this. I want to get in this game, man. This is just making it worse. God damn you, Bricky. Why did you have to make this game look as awesome as it sounds? Because the mechs, the railgun, there was a freaking laser in there. Rockets that fire from the arms, and machine guns, and heavy machine guns, and just heavy stubbers, I want to say, but they're not stubbers. And then there's giant titans, and I don't even know what's going on, and I want more of this. This is so freaking cool looking. If anyone knows why I'm having issues with the game, I'd appreciate letting me know in the comments, because I will try anything, up to including taking a hammer to something. I'm very much tempted. I am so goddamn tempted. I mean, I won't, because I don't have infinite money, and replacing things would suck. But it's tempting. Couldn't he have just told me the game sucked? I would have felt so much better. But also, it looks so good. So for everyone who hasn't already, there's a link below to the original video. Thanks for joining me for my masochistic, just reminding myself what I'm missing video, and I'm just gonna go. Just go. Yeah. Seriously, Bricky did an awesome job, and all joking, moderately joking aside, I'm definitely going to try and play this game, see if I can fix any of the issues, because I really want to get in and just see how crazy everything is, because it looked like a very tight game, well designed, with interesting encounters that are still being developed, and I want more, man. I saw that Evan1997 did an entire video about Malevolent Creek. I might have to check that out just to get an idea of what is going on. If you want to see that, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just watch it on my own time because I like his stuff and I want to check that out, as well as more what Bricky does. Maybe I'll check out whatever he does for Warhammer next, because I heard there's something I have to do about legions for him. I'm not sure if I'll do that next or something else. But either way, I'm going to now go and cry into a corner that I still can't play this game, because that seems like the mature, accurate, completely realistic way to handle this at this point. I'm not entirely sure I'm joking about this one. Probably not. Yeah. Either way, see you guys then. Adios.